Alright guys, welcome to the video today. So in this series, I'm continuing it where I left off with Ace of Spades, this time picking it up on Hawkmoon. If you're wondering if this gameplay was recycled from my 1v3 that I posted, it is in fact from the same day, but it's a different gameplay. I ended up getting a lot of kills in the first few rounds, and I felt like I didn't really get enough for it to be a good gameplay, so I wanted to try to extend it, and not like purposely die or whatever. I'm not going to pretend like I purposely died in any situation, but I wasn't like just like purely focused on winning at that point. I was trying to get a lot of kills. But nonetheless, I feel like Hawkmoon has not been getting a lot of attention in PvP, especially since the latest nerf. I'm not quite sure why they nerfed it. I don't think I really saw any complaints for it, but they nerfed the stability. Previously they had a range, or they had buffed the range, so the range was good on it and it was feeling really good to a lot of people. And then ever since the stability nerf, a lot of people have been complaining about it. I've used Hawkmoon in a few of my videos ever since the patch, and a lot of people in the comment section have been asking, and they've been asking this question for a long time, even before that, especially when I'm using last word. They're wondering, how do you recoil control, or how do you control the recoil so well, and why does my Hawkmoon look like it's kicking so much when I use it? So the first thing is you want to use accurized ballistics. A lot of people like using field choke because they really care, I feel like, too much about the impact. Impact really isn't that big of a deal. Getting max impact is not really going to change your gameplay that much, and it's not going to make it more consistent. Having stability and having good recoil control and manageable recoil is what this weapon is all about. If you look at my controller, and anyone who uses Hawkmoon's controller when they're aiming, it's a lot different than if you're using an IS Luna. IS Luna, Last Word, and Thorn are kind of like the top 3 hand cannons right now. It's kind of funny because previously it's like the exotic hand cannons have always dominated and they've always been, I guess, prominent in PvP, but I really have not been seeing Hawkmoon at all. I've seen a lot of complaints about it, people saying it's super hard to use. So that's kind of, I guess, the basis of this video. IS Luna, don't get me wrong, is an amazing gun. It's very, very easy to use. It can roll with some great perks, great stability, great range. Shot registration is fantastic on it, which I guess is kind of a turning off point for Hawkmoon, because people complain about the consistency of it, because you can't, if you spam shots because of the bloom mechanic, especially with Hawkmoon, for some reason your shots will just randomly not hit sometimes, and it can be frustrating. But you have to realize, if you're coming from something like a Thorn where you're used to shooting it as fast as you possibly can, it's just not going to work out the way you think it will. It's also different from IS Luna in that way. IS Luna is super consistent. I don't really notice the effects of bloom as much. If you're unsure what bloom is, maybe you only heard of it, you've seen people talking about it, you kind of know the context of it, but you're not quite sure as to the actual definition. Essentially, in 1.0, when people were complaining a ton about hand cannons, they're complaining about how fast you can shoot them and how deadly accurate they are, they came up with this bloom mechanic where the faster you shoot, the less accurate you get. So making sure you have a little bit of space in between your shots can be really helpful with a weapon like Hawkmoon. I really don't notice the effects of bloom as much with Thorn and IS Luna, but for some reason with Hawkmoon, it's just really prominent. It's kind of annoying at times, so it can be difficult because having that extra second in between shots can cost you. But if you just take the time to get used to Hawkmoon, you just kind of have to get a feel for it. This is kind of pointers, I guess, as in they're like the right direction you want to be looking. But just getting used to the weapon, using it a lot, maybe just go out and patrol rather. Why did I say patrol? If you go out and patrol and just run around and shoot people, just shoot AIs or robots or whatever, just kind of getting used to the recoil pattern, you'll slowly kind of find how the recoil works. And it can be a little bit tricky at times, but just making sure that you go into patrol and have a space where you're not pressured to do well. It can be a little bit hectic and rumble, and you kind of have a tendency to like just pick it up, want to try it, and then as soon as it doesn't work out, you're like, screw it, I'm going back to my old weapon, and you don't want to deal with it. Or trials, I guess, could be a good place to start if you're playing with really good teammates and you know you're not gonna have to worry about doing well. Just something like that, getting a place that's calm, a place basically just to learn how to use the weapon. Not a lot of people use it, and I feel like if you use it, you might have a ton of fun using it. I guess I said using it a bit too many times, so I'm gonna end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay as well as the commentary, and I also hope that I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.